Justice League number 4, written by Jeff Johns, art by Jim Lee. We last left off with Cyborg being made and Aquaman showing up out of the water. This issue picks up with Cyborg continuing to be made, screaming in pain because there's a bunch of technology bonding to him. All the scientists and his father nearby are like, okay, so he's in super pain, maybe we should do something. And his father's like, no, his pain will deal as soon as the metal, bonds to him. And the last scientist is like, we used a lot of experimental tech, Silas. We don't know what he's going to be when this is all done. Apparently the monsters, the parademons, try to bust down the doors. Cyborg finally manages to get a word out. He steps forward, and we see that the tech is just bonding to him. Everything's on autopilot to start with, according to his dad, so that he'll be safe until they can transfer control over to him. And as if on cue, the parademons bust down the door. They immediately charge towards Cyborg. Defense mode activates, and he uses his white noise cannon, just his normal arm cannon pretty much, to blast away the parademons. He looks down at his hand, he sees what happened. He finds a mirror, and he sees what he looks like, and he's like, what happened to me? And how he hears a buzzing in his ear that just won't stop. He looks over to his dad, and he's like, Dad, what's happening to me? And he's like, you're my son. You were going to die, and I did what I had to save you. And he's like, you did this to me? He's like, I wasn't going to lose you, son. And immediately Cyborg just runs off. He's like, you did this to me! Flies away. And his dad's upset, but we don't care about him. Moving on. So the pretty much entire Justice League is here. Everyone sans Cyborg, Superman, Batman, Aquaman, Green Lantern, Flash, and Wonder Woman. They're all just gawking at Aquaman. And it's like, Aquaman, you're real? I thought that was a Conan O'Brien sketch. They literally say those words. And they're just, talking about okay, so Aquaman, why are you here? Oh, well, I found this parademon. He was in the water. So which one of you guys is the leader? I'm not seeing a leader here. And Batman's like, hi, you clearly aren't looking at me. I'm clearly the leader. And Aquaman's like, well, I'm kind of king of Atlantis, or at least heir to the throne, so I have a bit of an idea how to lead. Maybe I should be taking over. And Green Lantern is just full on, just like, no. You're not. Superman can juggle cars and run at super speed. Speaking of speed, Flash can run faster than anybody. Wonder Woman just tore through a whole army. And you, fish guy, you want to try to be leader? We're already dealing with Batman here wanting to be leader. What makes you so capable of being leader? And we see a whole bunch of parademons flying over the water, and Aquaman just goes, and then a whole bunch of sharks come up out of the water and just devour all the parademons out of midair. And the one that manages to escape, Aquaman just turns around with his trident and shoves it through his head. And Green Lantern's just like, all right, never mind. So all the parademons coming in, they start fighting. And then there's a whole bunch of fire, bullets raining down from the sky. It's the U.S. military. And Steve Trevor's on one of the airships, and they're like, hey, stop firing at Wonder Woman. It's like, well, you say that she can take bullets of this size. And it's like, yeah, but she's not going to like it. And whoever's in the chain of command higher up is like, hey, we're going to fire on everything down there. Anything that's not human is getting a bullet at it. They can learn how to deal. So then we cut back to Cyborg, and he's stumbling through town, just trying to get his bearings. He hears someone screaming for help. He sees a woman about to be attacked by parademons. So he goes to throw a punch, and then some technology tendrils, for lack of a better term, go and connect to the box inside of the throat of one of the parademons. And he immediately gets a translated thing of this parademon's commands, which are locate inhabited worlds, harvest organic materials, process organic materials, repurpose organic materials for Darkseid. And then, it's overpowering, and he's like, oh, there's buzzing, it's getting louder. What is that sound? Where is it coming from? And so the mother box, the box that's powering Cyborg, he gets a teleport out to wherever he needs to be. So Superman and Flash are both being shot at by the U.S. military, and Superman's like, all right, we need to shut them down. They're getting to be a bit too much. And Flash is like, they're kind of the military Superman. And Superman's like, hey, they're shooting at us. We can't always trust that people in authority have good intentions. So Superman flies off to take out some of the helicopters, and Flash is like, oh, I can't believe I'm fighting the U.S. military. So they have a thing where like the Justice League's like, we have to save those men in the copter or in the choppers, despite the fact we're the ones who are taking them out. And Green Lantern's like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna help them, but not because it's the right thing to do, but it's because I want to impress you. It's literally I'm just gonna skip the joke. He's doing the touching the lasso thing that they did in the Justice League movie. So yeah, that happened. So anyway, portal opens up. Next to all the Justice League, Cyborg steps out. Green Lantern immediately is like, I got this one, guys. Green Lantern for the win. And Batman's like, whoa, hold on. He's not one of them. He's just a kid in this robot suit. And he's like, nah, he's not in a suit. That's him, man. And when they get Cyborg, he's like, hey, are you good? And he's like, oh, they go to world to world, and he's coming here. Who is? And then we got a whole, 5 pages all devoted to big old Darkseid is coming here. And Green Lantern's like, oh, I'm guessing he's the bad guy. And Darkseid does I don't know, it just looks like he lets out a fart, and it's just this big sound effect. And then we see, I am Darkseid, and that's where we leave off the issue. It's good. I mean, it's a good issue. It's not, I'm not going to pretend like this is this is garbage. No, it's a good issue. It's very solid throughout. I feel like the entire sequence with the military firing on to the Justice League is just completely pointless. Yes, they were setting up that thing before about people not trusting the metahumans, and I didn't exactly phrase it the way they phrased it, but they were doing it more of like, oh, those freaks, and deal with them. If they make it out, fine, but we're not going to fight for them. They're not human. Yes, there is the thing against metahumans and all these superheroes still undercurrent, but I feel like we're done with that. I feel like we don't need to continue that plot. Especially with Darkseid literally coming in at the end of the issue. We didn't need to have that little side tangent. It just felt like, hey, so I've got the team together, everyone's here, but I still need to fill up 3 extra pages. I guess I'll do a military thing. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. The rest is solid. Cyborg, of course, his story is fantastic. Well done. There's a bunch of little Easter eggs that drop when he's analyzing his operating system of just characters that we may or may not meet over the course of this show. But yeah, no, it's a solid issue. And Darkseid's appearance, having to turn the comic, always makes it a thing of probably annoying for digital readers, but for people like me who get it in physical, always cool to see. So yeah. But yeah, overall I'm going to give this one I'm going to give it a 7. I think the Darkseid's appearance comes with enough weight and enough power that it's just a good setup moving forward. I like all the Cyborg stuff, even if he does come off a little bit whiny of, you did this to me, flying away. So, but the Aquaman stuff, spot on. They did a very good job of setting up Aquaman for people who don't know Aquaman and being like, here's why he's badass in case you're not reading Aquaman. So, yeah, no, 7 for Justice League. Clearly, we're moving into something big, but hey, what else is to be expected from the flagship title of the entire line?